Gaming Morning Show continues. We are excited for the first time in GMS history to have our Name of the Month creator on with us on the day that we debut the Name of the Month to give away on our show. Yann is here joining us because of Inspector Waffles, which is the game that you created, one of the games that you've created. And so we're excited to have a chance to talk to you because we haven't done this. Basically, we choose a name of the morning, Yann, every single show. But we're doing it just based on the name itself. We know nothing about what the game's about. We know nothing about the style of the game. We just pick it based on the name. So we chose Inspector Waffles for the game because we love the name so much. Now let's do a little more detail before we give a copy of that away. Tell us what Inspector Waffles is about.
Hello. It's a point and click game with detective mechanics. So you play as a cat detective in a world full of cats and dogs, anthropomorphic cats and dogs, and you have to solve a puzzle, to solve cases as a detective. And it's very, mechanic are very classic, like every point and click, you have to click, find items, and so on. But there's also a detective part where you have to interrogate people, and you need to solve cases like a real detective.
Nice. And so, what inspired you to make this sort of detective point-and-click game centered around animals?
I wanted to make this kind of game, detective and point and click at the same time. I've been thinking about that since for a very long time, but I didn't have the right idea for the story, and I started doing a game jam to make a game. To make this game, sorry, because the theme was cats and/or dogs, and I thought that would be fun to have a cat detective who have to solve a case where a cat didn't land on its paws. And I just started with this stupid idea, and I said, okay, let's do it. Now I have the idea to make a game with this initial idea of point and click and detective. And that's how it started.
Sherlock Holmes, but for cats.
Yeah.
Oh, now are there any waffles in this?
In the game? No,
We
I
have, with
didn't.
Inspector Waffles.
There's some jokes about that in a game because I have this stupid idea that every cat should have a real name cat, so they all have a cat's name like Food or like Snowball or whatever, and even the most the biggest villains of the game have very cute names, so it makes me fun to create this. And so yeah, waffles, and there are also pancakes and peanuts and a lot of cats' name with about food and about other things too.
That's amazing. You need to make a character with egg roll. You need egg roll.
You are a one-man development studio. Am I saying it correct? Goloso Games?
Yes.
And so, we mentioned Inspector Waffles is just one title that you've done. What led you to start developing games? What got you interested in this world?
Like I would say like every days I like to play games. That's probably the main how to say the main thing that leads you to make games. Like you have to play games a lot, and that's how it started. And I wanted to do that for a very long time, and I started to work as a developer for other companies at video games because to be honest, when I started and I tried to apply to a video game company, and they asked me to work like a lot, a lot, and even in the interviews, they asked me, you will be okay to work during night sometimes, and that's not what I wanted to do because I was 20 something, and I wanted to to enjoy my life, and I was living in Paris at this time, so really I wanted to go out and do other stuff. So I had this idea for a very long time, and then after, I don't know, like 7 years ago, so I decided that okay, there is Unity. It seems to be not so hard to make games, and so I decided as a hobby to make games and see what will happen. And at the beginning, Inspector Waffle was just a just a hobby. Have to say I didn't expect to have all of this journey. I thought I just would release a small game at some point, but after going to events and some stuff, I say, okay, now it's going to be serious. So that's how I make my first commercial game.
Well, we're excited to keep tabs not only on Inspector Waffles, which came out again in March. That's why it was one of the names
Yes.
of the month for March, but also everything that you're doing with Goloso Games. Yann, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, it's the first ever time we've had a chance to talk to the creator of the game while also giving away a copy of the game, and we'll do that later on in the show. Yann, thanks so much for taking time to join us on Gaming Morning Show.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun. Great interview and a great chance to learn more about this game. Stick around. Coming up in a little bit, we are going to give away our name of the month, and we're going to do so in the 8 o'clock hour on Gaming Morning Show. So that was kind of fun. We had a chance to learn about the game that we're giving away and found out that Inspector Waffles does not yet, in fact, contain any waffles, but does contain quite a bit of Sherlock Holmes-esque mystery, which is